Okay, what's up everybody? It's ScottX1307. I'm gonna try this again. Started doing a video a second ago and memory card was full, so it cut off on me. So I'm gonna do a second take here. This is a contest video for a great guy on here, ComixQuest, Ira. He's gone over 181 subs. It's ComixQuest 181 subs contest. He did that because he passed 181 subs at about the same time he picked up Incredible Hulk 181, and that was a pretty neat coincidence, and I think it's a pretty good way to do the contest. So congratulations, Ira. 181 subs. Last I looked, you were right at 200. I'm sure you're over that now. Definitely deserve more. Hopefully you'll be up one of the guys that's about 500 subs for the end of the year. Check out his videos if you haven't. I'll leave a link below, of course. He's a great guy. He does trades with a lot of people. He sends books out to people, you know, just for the hell of it. If he finds something that he knows you're interested in. We've talked back and forth a little bit. I sent him a book a while back. He's sent me some books before. Just all around great guy, great videos. Picks up some great CGC Signature Series books. He recently got some of the original Crow series signed by James O'Barr. Got those CGC'd, and that was extremely cool. Those are some very rare books, very hard to find. He's a big fan of Dawn, like me, as we have that in common. And huge fan of Linsner's art, and just Dawn in particular. She's just it's an incredible character. So congratulations again, man. Got a list of questions here that he asked to participate in the video. And first question is, how long have you been collecting? Well, you know, like a lot of people, I started reading comics when I was young. You know, elementary school, maybe even before. But wouldn't really consider it collecting until about 90, 91, and that's when I started picking up books from a comic book store instead of just, you know, whenever I could find books on the newsstand rack. First time I found a comic book store and started picking up books pretty much monthly. Had books held for me in a pull box. Things like that, and that's when I discovered bags, boards, comic boxes, instead of just storing them loose in a shoebox and stuff like you do when you're a little kid. So probably, you know, 23, 24 years. I was like 11. I'm 35 now, so yeah, it's well over 20 years. Been collecting off and on. There have been times where I've had to take a break from collecting, mainly due to monetary reasons, as the habit can be, or the hobby habit can be expensive with bags and boards and mylars and boxes and things like that, and the price of books just keeps going up and up. But I always come back to comics, and I always try to keep up with what's going on even when I'm not collecting. Then he has to shout out some YouTubers you think need more love. I mean, personally, I think everybody, and I heard somebody else say this, and I can't agree more, it'd be so great if everybody could be subscribed to everybody else. Be a lot of videos to keep up with, and of course, you know, you wouldn't be able to do that, but it would still be great. We'd all have 2,000-3,000 subs then. But there are some people on here that I think, and I'll go through my list of subscribers. And there's some people I think don't get quite enough attention. Let's see. Well, here's Adam Day. I know he's got just past 100 subs. But he seems to be a great guy, very nice, and I think you know, anybody under 200 subs or so definitely needs more. So I'm sure with his contest he'll be getting a lot of subs here. But definitely, if you haven't checked out Adam Day, go check him out. I'll leave a link below. I would also recommend, let's see who's here. Well, there's another guy here. It's in my state of Georgia, Marvel Lacrosse 316. He's a younger guy. I believe he's just starting college. But he's really cool. He's big into Bronze and Copper Age books. Go check him out. He's at under 100 subs. Another guy I like to watch on here, he hasn't been doing too many videos lately, but he has put up a few. His name is Mueller. His screen name is MU377ER, all caps. He puts up some great haul videos. He goes to cons, and he's got some pretty cool videos of some of the zombie run things that have been in his local area. Those are pretty cool too. He's under 100 subs, and he definitely needs more, deserves more. So go check him out. I'll leave a link to these people, like I said, and I'm writing them down so I can remember. There's a lot of people here. 100, 200 subs, 200 subs, 250. I'm surprised. Yeah, this is taking a minute. Sorry. Go check out Manga Comics, or Manga Comics. He's only 120 something subs. He definitely deserves more. He's a younger guy. Just got into comics last year. He's been putting up a lot of good videos lately. Good eye for comics, especially to be you know, pretty new into the hobby. Another guy I like to watch on here, and it's a favorite of Tim Morant's as well, is Notawog, Notawog. He has some really good videos. He collects a pretty wide range of stuff, and I know that he recently got a job at a local comic shop, ex-Navy man, and I believe that's where his name comes from. It has something to do with when you're a sailor, if you haven't sailed past the equator, you're considered a wog, or something like that. I forget. He explained it in a video. It was really cool. Yeah, we'll leave there. That's 4. So definitely go check out Adam Day, Mueller, MU377ER, Manga Comics, and Notawog. I'll leave a link to those 4 guys below. Sorry that took a minute. But those guys definitely deserve some more subs. Anyway, moving on. Next question is, do you chase hot books? Not really. The only time I chase a hot book if it's something that I'm already interested in anyway. If it's part of a series I'm trying to collect, or a character that I really like. Otherwise, I don't really chase hot books. I think it's really cool, really interesting to see them. And like anyone, I always like to find a good key issue or a good hot book. You know, when I go to the flea markets, if I come across something that's hot, or it's a key issue and it's sitting there in a dollar box, I'm gonna pick it up. I'm not gonna pass up a $50 book for $1, even if it's something I'm not looking for. I just think, I don't know, no offense to anybody, I think you're crazy if you pass up something like that. If for no other reason than, I mean, you can take and sell that book and, you know, get $50 and then spend that on more comics that you actually want. And then you get that book out of, you know, think of it as you're saving that book from the dollar box where it's going to get beat up and unnoticed for a while. You're going to pass it on to somebody that might appreciate it more, and you get to pick up more books for it. I think that's crazy. So I definitely pick up the hot books and key books when I find them cheap, but I don't always actively seek them out. One book I can think of that is still kind of hot right now, and definitely has some more potential with this new Batman Superman movie and Justice League stuff they're talking about, is The First Dark Side in Jimmy Olsen 134. That's a book I've been looking for several years now. Every time I find one anywhere online that I've looked at a decent price, or price I can afford, in a fairly good condition, like on eBay, if it's an auction, it ends up going above my price range, and I end up losing it. I have not seen that book in the wild. Seen it a couple of times at local stores, and I mean, they want way too much. I'm not paying $125 for that book in a 3.0, 3.5 range, 4.0 at best. If I'm going to pay $125 for a book, it's going to be at least 7.5 or higher, I think. Yeah, I don't really chase hot books. At least I don't think I do. The next question is quality versus quantity. What do you go for? More quality books or more quantity books? If you watch my videos, I'm the flea market guy. So I'm definitely more the quantity over quality. But you'd be surprised if you look around. You'd be surprised. You can find some pretty good quality books cheap. I pick up 20-cent books, 25-cent books at the flea market. I always try to pick the best condition. But again, if it's a book I really need or really want, and it's 20 cents and it's got a big crease in it, it's 20 cents, And I'm a big fan of the philosophy, poor condition is better than no condition. So if I can get a key book in crappy shape but it's still readable, just to have for the time being, I'll pick it up. I would definitely love to be the quality over quantity guy and spend, $30, $40, $50 to $100 or more a book. I just can't afford it. Or I guess if I didn't pick up $10, $15 worth of flea market books, I could pick up one at that price, but why would I do that when I can get a stack of books that thick for $10 as opposed to getting one for 10? And usually in that stack of it's like 50 books for $10. I'll usually come out with a book that's in very fine to near mint shape that's worth $5, $10, $15, sometimes more. But usually I'm quantity over quality. What grade do you like to buy in? I would love to buy everything in 9.8, but basically any era, any book, I'm happy with 7.0 or higher. Modern books, like most people, I mean, if I'm spending 20 cents, yeah, I'll take a 7.0, but if I'm paying cover price or a little more, no, I want modern books to be in a good 9 point something shape, a good near mint shape, just because there's no reason for a modern book that has thousands and thousands of copies printed to not be in a near mint shape. If it's Copper Age, I definitely don't mind 7.0s. Bronze Age, especially key issues, I'll take anywhere from a 3.0 and up. Golden Age books, man, I would take a 1.0. I would take a cover detached, back cover ripped in half, hole through it, doesn't matter, especially if it's cheap. And Silver Age books, again, I've picked up Silver Age books in 2.0, but they were $1, $2. And that, I mean, you really can't complain, especially if it's key issue. Never picked up any really like super hot issues like Giant Size X-Men 1 or Hulk 181 or anything like that, but I have picked up like the in X-Men, I think it's 28, First Banshee. I've got that in about a 2.0, and it was like $4 with 25% off, so it was really $3 and something. Yeah, I'm not that picky on condition. If the cover still looks pretty decent and it's readable, and the price is right, I'll pick it up. Okay, then he wants to show off some of your high grade keys. Actually, I have some pretty high-grade keys. They're not the most spectacular key issues in the world, but they're pretty cool to me. I pulled out of the boxes that I have here around my little corner. I pulled out these. I'll go through them pretty quick. I wanted to get a little mix, some DC, some Marvel, and some indie books, because I think when people think of key issues, most of us just consider Marvel and DC, and there are so many other things out there that could be key issues, you know. But I'll start off here with a few DC. I was lucky. This is, like I said, you know, I'm picking through 20-cent books at the flea market, and I was lucky to find Superman Man of Steel number 18, first full appearance of Doomsday. It's also a 5th printing, and this book is in very fine and near mint shape. White pages, corners are still pretty sharp. No major spine ticks, couple of little minor ones that don't really break color. No creasing, anything like that. So you can find some high grade books. And like I said, to me, high grade is 7.0 or higher, especially 7.5. You get into very fine and above, that's high grade to me. Super high grade is like 9.2 and higher. But this, I would say, would be like a solid 8.5. So that's high grade to me. Here's another one, Commandy number 1. This is in, I think this would be about a 7.0 to 7.5. The major condition with this is this top edge here. There's some slight browning on the edge, and the edge is a little soft. It's not really creased, it's just a little soft. And the corners aren't quite sharp, but they're not creased. Still good color, pretty good gloss. One of my favorite books, and it's pretty high grade. Again, it's not a 9 point something. I would say this is about an 8.0, but it's New Gods number 1. No major creasing, no spine ticks, no spine roll. Pages are off-white, but the cover is still good. And this cover always kind of looks old and dingy just because of the way it is and the way it's colored, but I still like it. And again, it's about an 8.0. And I also have, this is one of my favorite Batman books. It's Batman Year 1, Part 1, Batman 404. This is, of course, you know, Frank Miller. And it's the death of Bruce's parents on the cover. And this is about 7.5. So not super high grade, but still it's pretty high grade to me. Then on to some Marvel keys. I have X Factor 5 and 6. 5 is in very fine. 6 is a good near mint, probably a 9.0, 9.2. It's got white pages, pretty sharp corners, no real major defects to it. 5 is got this little rubbing spot here. Other than that, it's pretty good, but corners are a little soft. But you know. Then I have a pretty decent, very fine copy of Marvel Spotlight number 6, first comic appearance of Star-Lord. And this is I would say a low near mint, very fine near mint, so 8.5, 9.0. Kazar or Kazar, however you want to pronounce it, number 1 from Marvel. Not his first appearance, but his number 1 first solo title. Some of these are a little more higher grade, like Uncanny X-Men 266. This is a solid near mint book, 9.2 at least, I would think. First appearance of Gambit. This is in excellent condition. I was lucky. I picked this up a few years ago and got it for $10, $12, something like that. Same thing with this Wolverine number 1. I picked this up. It was less than $20, and I'd say this is about a 9.0, 9.2. No major defects. Corners still sharp. Pages are white to a little off-white. Still pretty white though. No creasing, no spine ticks. And again, here's another book I picked up at the flea market. Not bagged, not boarded, 20 cents, and I could not believe the condition of this book. I could not find anything really wrong with it. I'm sure CGC would, but I would still say it's got to be a high. It's probably one of my highest grade key issues. I would say it's got to be 9.4, maybe higher. I'm not an expert at number grades. I don't usually grade my books that way. I go with generic, very fine, near mint, fine, VG, stuff like that. But this is a good near mint. I would think it's definitely above 9.2. Corners are sharp as hell. Book is flat. Even though it wasn't bagged and boarded, there's no signs of any color rubbing from another book or anything like that. I was surprised. $80-something book for 20 cents. Excuse me. Bought this online a couple of years ago because I am a big fan of this character, and am very happy to pick this up. Not their first appearance, but first issue of the solo title from PC Comics, Gru #1. It was listed in very fine to near mint. I'd say it's closer to very fine plus, but still great condition. Interior is really nice. It's just a you can see here it's got a little bit of spine roll. I know some people consider that to be a very, very bad thing. I'm not sure how CGC grades that. I'm sure it would knock it down more than I would hope, but I still consider it pretty high grade. That's about the biggest flaw. Love this book here. Again, one of my favorite characters. It's Dawn. I unfortunately do not have her first appearance, but I have her first color appearance in Drama. This is one shot from Serious Comics. This is in excellent shape. It's high grade near mint. Love this book, love this character. Linsner's art is just amazing. And this is definitely a key issue to me. First color appearance of Dawn. Here's another book that I really love. Really starting to like this artist. Met him at Heroes Con. He was really cool, and he was nice enough to sign it. I know having it signed and not CGC devalues the book, but I don't care. I know who signed it. It's Jeremy Bastian. This is Cursed by a Girl #1. This is about 9.0. The corners are a little soft. It was graded accurately when I bought it. It did not. Seller didn't claim it to be high grade near mint. They said it was very fine and near mint. They had good scans. I knew that the corners weren't 100% sharp, but if you have this book, you know what kind of paper it's made out of. I think it's going to be nearly impossible to keep those corners sharp unless you never read it. And I unfortunately, I read it also. I made sure that I didn't hurt it, but whoever owned it before, I'm sure they read it, and like I said, the paper it's made out of, the corners are going to be real hard to keep sharp. They're not creased, they're just a little soft. But I'd still say this is a good high grade book, and even with the signature. And lastly, this was a surprise I found at the flea market. This is another 20 cents book. It's a large format size. It is it's from the 80s, so it's kind of earlier in the indie market, even though indie comics have been around forever, but this is when they really started to get more notice in the 80s. This is from Warp Graphics. It's Colleen Doran's Distant Soil #1. It is first printing, and the biggest problem is this tiny little crease in the corner. Corner's still sharp, it's just got a little bitty crease there, maybe 1/8 of an inch. Other than that, I found next to nothing wrong with the book. The interior is still nice and sharp. It's a little off-white. Oops, I lied. This corner here also has a little creasing, non-color breaking, mainly a big spine tick. So, I have some other key issues, but I think I pulled out too many anyway. So we'll go on to the next. What book or books do you plan to own or want to own by the end of the year? Well, I started out the beginning of this year, and my plan was to find a copy of Jimmy Olsen 134, but like I said a while ago, I haven't been able to do that in my price range. So I'm still looking for that. I did pick up MYX number 3, which is another book that I've been looking for, and I got that taken off the list this year. Other than that, that's really it. I mean, Jimmy Olsen 134 is the biggest book that I'm really looking for. That's the one that I was hoping to get off the list this year, but I don't. Still got a few months left, but I don't. The price has shot up too much. I just don't think I'll be able to do it this year. The other big thing for me was X-Men, and thanks to Tim Morant, I knocked a big chunk of X-Men out. Still looking for a few issues here and there, so that would be the other thing I'd be looking to cross off my list this year. The rest of the X-Men titles between 100 and 300 that I'm missing. And there's too many of those to really go through. But it's a good probably 50 issues in that run that I'm missing, maybe a little less. So I would definitely like to cross as many of those off before the end of the year. What other hobbies do you have? Right now, I'm pretty much it's just comics. I like amateur photography. I haven't been doing that this year that much. That's something I want to get back into. And hiking. Hiking, fishing, camping. I like being outdoors a lot. Just haven't been able to get away very often this year, just work and school and things. But those would be my other big hobbies. I like being out in the woods, being out in the open air. I love going to the mountains and hiking mountain trails. Finding those little secluded waterfalls that they haven't blocked off, that you can actually go up to the waterfall and play in the water and get wet. And I love going out in the spring and the fall. I like watching the leaves change and seeing everything, for lack of a better word, watching everything die. I don't like the fact that things are dying, but the colors of the leaves changing and the way the air feels at that time of the year is that's the best time for me to be outside. And next to that would be spring, when everything starts coming back and you get the pretty colors and the flowers popping back out, and that's picture time right there. Springtime and then fall. That's the two best times. And it's nice and cool, not too hot, but not too cold outside. I also collect knives. Haven't really done that in the past couple of years. I just have so many already, but it's something that I'll always keep with me. Can always find a use for a knife, and I have dabbled in knife making, and it's definitely an art to it. And I think a nice knife can be just as much a work of art as a Da Vinci painting or sculpture, or a Jack Kirby masterpiece in a comic book. So that's another item that I've collected. That's about it. I mean, I do other things here and there, but those are my main things. Yeah, that was the last question. So we'll cut this off here. So thanks again, ComixQuest, for the contest. Some great prizes there. I'm not going to lie to you, that signed issue of The Crow, I don't care if it is restored, that would be very, very sweet to have. But really don't care about winning a contest. I just like doing these to show support, and to it's always fun answering these questions and seeing everybody else's videos, getting more information on everybody, getting to know everybody a little bit better. So congratulations on all the subs. Here's to 181 more, and thanks to everybody for watching. Check out ComixQuest and check out the other 4 YouTubers. that I mentioned. I'll leave their links below. Adam Day, Mueller, Manga Comics, and Not a Wog. So go click on their links below. Check them out. Give them some love and support. And thanks again to everybody. Congratulations again, ComixQuest. Well deserved, Ira. And yeah, till next time, everybody take care. And like always, keep reading those books. Later.